Glory be to God. Your will be done. Glory, hallelujah. Hey, guys. Hey, welcome replay viewers. Welcome live viewers. I know you're coming in eventually, right? I'm not going to be here all night. I know. Why you keep saying that, Ramona? I know. But I'm not going to be here all night. You know I ain't going to be here all night. Let's be realistic. So welcome again, replay viewers. Welcome, live viewers. I am Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Trauma is defeated. 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 No more crying. No more denying. No more worrying. No more fear. God says we have power, love, and a sound mind. We have power, love, and a sound mind. We have power, love, and a sound mind. We have the victory. I agree. You agree with me? We have power, love, and a sound mind. We have power, love, and a sound mind. We have power, love, and a sound mind. We have the victory. Yay, we have the victory, right? Trauma is defeated. Hey, Troy. Trauma is defeated. Trauma is defeated. No matter what we've been through, it's defeated. We have power, love, and a sound mind. We are more than conquerors. We're overcomers. We're overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimonies. We serve a God that loves us very much. Hey, Terry. Thanks for coming in. Listen. So, how was your day? How was your day? Did you feel pretty good? Thank you. I'm not finished writing it yet. Thank you, Terry. Did you have a good day? Did you have a good day? Did you feel your feelings? Did you check in with yourself today? Did you check in with yourself? Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist, defeating trauma one step at a time as we learn to challenge those mindsets and belief systems from our past. Okay, from our past, defeating those belief systems. We're challenging those belief systems. Welcome to Trauma is Defeated, because trauma is defeated, because we have the victory. We can take authority over the way we think and behave. Isn't that awesome? We have a lot more power and a lot more strength than what we realize, right? We can learn how to value our mental health, right? We can learn to feel our feelings. We can learn self-awareness in order to get in touch with ourselves. We got to know who we are, who we really are. Stop comparing ourselves to other people, trying to be like other people. Be uniquely ourselves. God created us individually. He knew us before we were in our mother's womb, right? He created us with a purpose, with destiny birth inside of us, right? So we don't have to be like anybody else. We are more than enough. We learn our triggers. Now, on this program, we want to be able to know what our triggers are. Those of us who have experienced some form of trauma, because I'm sure we all have. So we need to learn what our triggers are so that we can take authority over our trauma self-talk, over our trauma self-talk, over our survival mindsets. You know, that trauma self-talk that says, don't talk, don't trust, don't feel. Don't talk, don't trust, don't feel, right? Because sometimes we don't know who to talk to. We don't know who to trust. Sometimes we don't know when to talk, when not to talk, who to trust, who not to trust. And sometimes we're still afraid of our feelings. But God does not want us to be afraid of our feelings. He says that we're not only spiritual beings, we're also emotional beings. He wants us to know what it feels like to experience life in a great and greater abundance. And in order to experience life on another level of abundance, We have to know what it feels like. What does joy feel like? Okay. What does sadness feel like? I know. What does anger feel like? There are some things that it's okay to get angry about. Okay? Like on things that are not right. So we can do something about it. Today I was at a training today. I was at a human trafficking training over in North Jersey. 2 hours to drive over, 2 hours to drive back. But what makes me angry is knowing that people in this day and age in the 20th century is being trafficked. It's called modern day slavery. And it's more people that are slaves today in the 20th century than there were back in the 1800s and early 1900s. What? That makes me angry. So I decided to be a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem. So we can choose to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem or ignoring the problem. Welcome, Dr. E. Welcome, Daryl. Who else I see in here? Hey, Daryl, long time no see. So welcome. I'm not going to be here a long time. Okay, I'm not. So we've all been through deeply distressing, disturbing experiences. I told you guys I was burned as a baby, hit by a car at 3 years old. Hey, how you doing? You see me? Hey, Jackie. I see you over there on Periscope, Jackie. I'm sorry. I saw you come in and I meant to speak. How's my girl? I miss you, girl. So we've all experienced our different forms of trauma. Okay, so I was hit by a car, and I saw my mother in abusive relationships when I was a very little girl, even before I started school. Okay. And at 11 years old, I tried to save my mother as she was being held at knife point. Another situation, I found my mother. She had been stabbed 3 times laying on her bed, crying for help. Okay, there was another situation where our home was set on fire, and another situation where my mother's ex-boyfriend decided he would murder her oldest daughter. Guess who that was? Decided he would murder her oldest daughter, came through my bedroom window and stabbed me 3 times in my neck and shoulder area while I was sleeping and left me to die in my sleep. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mother's ex was an alcoholic and had some mental health issues, of course. My first husband was an alcoholic and had some mental health issues. And my second husband, borderline personality disorder. Okay, and my first husband tried to kill me because I was trying to get myself healed, y'all. But anyway, sometimes people don't like change. Okay, sometimes people get real angry when you change up on them. Anyway, I wanted him to change too. I wanted him to get healthier too, but his choice was different from mine. Okay, so anyway, we all have our stories of trauma, and trauma does affect the brain. It can cause psychological and emotional issues. Okay. Many of us panic when situations come up that we cannot change. Some of us have sensitive nervous systems. It depends on the severity of the trauma. Okay? But God says it's time to stop being ashamed. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop carrying that guilt and condemnation and just begin to face truth. Yeah, it happened. Some things happened. Yeah, some things didn't happen. Some people left. Some people died. We lost some stuff, right? My mother died a year ago, and I lost some stuff too. And some relationships just didn't work out that I wanted to work out. So it's so important that we acknowledge the truth. The truth is the truth is the truth, and we have to stop running from the truth. So many of us panic when situations come up, people, places, and things that we cannot control. We get nervous sometimes when things come up that we feel like we can't control. Okay, especially when God is bringing change into our lives, when things are shifting, sometimes we begin to panic, and we want everything perfectly in order so that we can feel safe. Remember, those of us who have experienced trauma, deeply distressing, disturbing experiences, sometimes things come up and we don't feel safe. So I don't know about you, but I want to be safe, and and I want everybody else to be safe. Anyway, so during confrontation, talking a little bit about during confrontation, the topic tonight is don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic, because we can choose not to panic. So let's just say, for example, sometimes we panic when things come up we can't control, or if a loved one is sick. Sometimes we get sick and we begin to panic, because a lot of us that have experienced trauma, sometimes we just think, oh no, I'm not going to make it this time. I'm not going to make it this time. But anyway, and then there's times of confrontation, and things are just not going the way that we would like for it to go. Okay, so sometimes people begin to panic. All right, or we have to wait. We have to wait. God forbid we have to wait for some things, right? So sometimes we begin to panic when things are not going the way we want it to go, or the timing appears to be off to us. But we learn how to give our time to God. His timing and his ways are perfect. He knows what we're ready for and what we're not ready for, and what we have to, how we are supposed to be prepared. So there are some things we want right now, but we must take responsibility for taking care of ourselves, regardless of how it all goes down. We have to still take responsibility for our mental health. Okay, so tonight I have some tips. I call them my 10 tips to value our mental health in relationship and situations and other situations. So I'm just, hey, Jasmine. So I'm going to give you guys some 10 tips, and I'm out of here. I'm really going to be out of here, okay? Tip number one, talking about panic, don't panic, or how can we avoid panicking, okay? Getting our blood pressure all up and everything, right? Getting ourselves all upset. Pay attention to your feelings. Once again, pay attention to how you feel. Allow yourself to feel. Give yourself permission to feel. I know things come up, and sometimes out of habit, or out of we go right into our survival mindset or our trauma mindset, and sometimes we go numb, right? Things happen and we go numb. We don't know how we feel. But at some point, we still have to give ourselves permission to feel what we need to feel, and acknowledge some things happen that made us maybe afraid, or made us angry, or made us feel oppressed or depressed or very sad. So we have to be able to acknowledge that, all right? So make sure you're not panicking, and make sure you're feeling your feelings, okay? Make sure you're not having a panic attack. Welcome. Make sure a panic attack is not coming on. So some of you may know what that feels like. It's just when you panic and you get hypervigilant, and all of a sudden, sometimes your breathing changes. Sometimes other symptoms come on, like a headache or something like that. It's very important that we take our mind back to the moment. If we feel ourselves panicking, bring your mind back to the moment, Don't focus on the panicky feelings per se. And we have to admit to ourselves, okay, I'm starting to panic. Then we talk to ourselves and we begin to calm ourselves down. We can speak to our souls, and we can tell our souls to calm down. Everything is okay. We can assess our situations to make sure that we're not in danger. Okay, everything's going to be all right. So pay attention to your breathing. Number 2, speak to your soul, as I said. Calm yourself down. Begin to calm yourself down. Very rarely can anybody calm me down. I have to calm myself down. As a matter of fact, if somebody tell me to calm down, I'm most likely to start getting even more hyper. Like, leave me alone. Let me calm myself down, all right? Now, somebody else might could calm you down, but that's what works for me. So laugh it off. Laugh it off. See, I'm laughing it off. Laugh it off. We have to learn how to laugh about some things. Everything is not so serious. We can learn to laugh at ourselves. And remind ourselves, this too shall pass. Some situations is not as big as it appears to be. It's just that we blow it up in our minds. And then we start complaining. And then we start panicking. right? So number 3, remind yourself that you are not in danger. We must remind ourselves that we are not in danger. We learn to assess our situations. Now, of course, if you're in danger, you have to call 911 or do whatever you need to do to make sure that you and your loved ones are safe, okay? So assess your situation. Don't go into denial if you know that something's coming up that you may need to get some help. So number 4, own your power. Own your power. Self-control is self-respect. Oh, I like that. Don't you like that? Self-control is self-respect. Right? So, we own our power with people. Let's say there's confrontation and we need to speak to someone or talk to someone, and we go to them and we trying to have a decent conversation with them, a coworker, a friend, a spouse, whomever. And they just start reacting, and they start panicking, and they start saying things, and they start throwing shots. Whoa. Well, we don't have to do the same thing. We don't have to do the same thing. We can still own our power and let them be where they are. Let them take responsibility for calming themselves down, because what happens is if we start reacting too, it's going to take a long time for that situation to calm itself down, to diffuse itself, right? All right. So I said that was number 4. So number 5 is, if the person is not ready to talk, calmly, don't try to force or manipulate or control. Respect the person's space or time. Maybe they need a little time. Maybe they need a little time. So we don't want to get, challenge other people or trigger other people's issues, and then they begin to panic, right? Or we're trying to talk to them and then they don't want to talk. Now we're getting panicky because they don't want to talk to us right now. Well, we might have to wait. We may have to wait. Okay? Or set another date. Set an appointment or something. Blessings be. Hey, Patricia. Welcome, sweetie. Number 6, schedule relaxation. Now remember, we have to nurture ourselves. We have to nurture ourselves so we won't panic. Okay, so we can schedule times of relaxation, because if we're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, exhausted, you've been working really hard, you're constantly running, getting up early in the morning, running. Hey, Michelle, running. Then you may be exhausted, and you might forget to eat, right? Hungry, angry. You might get angry. You might be feeling a little lonely. Okay, we acknowledge those feelings, and then we schedule time to nurture ourselves, to take care of ourselves. Schedule relaxation time. Take a day off. Take a few hours just for yourself, right? Take some time to nurture yourself, then try again later. Go back to that situation later. Some things really can wait. Everything is not an emergency. I'm going to say that again. Everything is not an emergency. Now, if we start feeling like everything is an emergency, and I got to talk about it now, and I got to fix this now, and I got to get this done right now, and all these things are on my list, and I got to get them all done right now, we're going to start to panic. We're going to start to panic. So calm ourselves down, prioritize, take time for ourselves. I like this one. Number 7, try drops of lavender oil. If you like lavender or your favorite scent, put that in your water. Go relax. Take a bubble bath. Bubbles are really cool, right? Take a bubble bath or some melatonin. Now, melatonin, the body, as far as I know, it makes melatonin anyway. Melatonin is a very harmless, natural herb. It doesn't cost much. You can even get it from the Family Dollar. It's only a few dollars, maybe $3 or $4, $5. And it's really cool, especially if you're having trouble sleeping and you don't like the strong stuff like sleeping pills. You can just get some melatonin and take 3-6 milligrams of that, and it's just, you don't even know, you dozed off. So you might need to catch up on your rest, okay? And you might be panicky and anxious, and you just need to calm down. Now, I'm not telling you to go buy some melatonin and you're already on 5 or 10 medications. Consult your physician first, all right? Don't say Ramona told you to do that. All right. Anyway, just do some research for yourself. It's called melatonin. Anyway, all right, where am I? Number 8, ground yourself or bring your mind back to the moment. Now, sometimes we get panicky. We start thinking about all of these things, people, places, and things we can't control. And we have to bring our mind back to the moment. I remember today I told you guys I went to a human trafficking training in North Jersey, 2 hours drive. I was already there like 9:30 this morning. And I remember this woman that was on YouTube who said that she was almost a victim of human trafficking. And she told her story. And by the grace of God, because she had some other people in the car with her, when the men pulled up in the van, she was blessed not to be one of the victims. My point is this. Now, New Jersey is also one of the top 10 states on the list for human trafficking victims, okay? And when in North Jersey, I live in South Jersey, and North Jersey is, there's a lot more human trafficking going on over there, but it's still going on here in South Jersey as well. So my point is this, I'm riding on, and the lady says she almost got snatched at a rest stop. She stopped at a rest stop, and the guys pulled up on her in a van. Okay, long story short. All right, so anyway, I'm driving through North Jersey. Now, first I wasn't going to go. I was going back and forth, but I'm like, no, I'm going to trust God to take care of me. I'm going to this training. So I'm driving through North Jersey. So you know my trauma mind. Every time I saw a rest stop, I look at that little rest stop like, and praying. I'm like, God, thank God I don't have to go to bed. Thank God I don't have to stop. Let's just say that. But you know what I told myself? If I do have to stop, if I really feel as though I have to stop, God is going to take care of me. But my point is, my trauma mind would still click every now and then. I would be my survival mindset. I would drive through and I would look at those rest stops and I would think about that woman and I would think about somebody maybe in danger or whatever. But the bottom line is, I had to bring my mind back to the moment so I wouldn't panic. Okay, I was already still a little tired, and I'm doing this 2-hour drive this morning, so I did not need to be driving and beginning to have a panic attack. So I brought my mind back to the moment, back to my music, back to focusing on my driving, and that's how you bring your mind back. Gently just bring your mind back to the moment, all right? So listen to learn. Okay, now I'm talking about confrontation. Number 8. Listen to learn, not to respond. Just some listening tips. Because a lot of us listen to respond. But we're supposed to listen to learn. Okay, so that we can know how to respond. Okay, if a response is needed. For the most part it is, right? So we learn to listen, to learn, not to respond. People hate being cut off while they are talking. People can tell when we're not really listening, right? So don't forget eye contact, right? And many don't like drama. Like myself, I don't like drama. Anyway, think about the solution. Let's think about the solution. Let's think about win-win situations when confrontation comes up. And be a peacemaker. God says we're supposed to be peacemakers. Peacemakers. And we're supposed to remember that both people in a situation where there's a discussion that needs to take place, both of those people matter. You matter and the other person matters. It's not all about me. It's not all about me. It's not all about me. Thanks for the hearts. I'm wrapping it up, y'all. I'm really getting ready to go. So anyway, number 10, feelings are not dangerous. Feelings are not dangerous. Feel them and take authority over them. A lot of times we don't want to feel our feelings because we just kind of feel them. We feel our emotions and they just feel so annoying to us, right? because that energy is not always positive energy. But when we are feeling our feelings and it doesn't feel like positive energy, right? We can remember that these feelings are not dangerous. Okay? They're not dangerous. We can calm ourselves down. We can take authority over our thinking and shift our thinking to what's good, what's pure, what's perfect, what's lovely, and what's of good report. Something fun, something that we remember that makes us feel joyful. Like while I was driving today, I was thinking about a few things and a few people, and I was just laughing to myself. So anyway, we must give up the need to be right or know better. We must give up the need to be right. That's how it goes. We must give up the need to be right or know better for the sake of our mental health. Now, I know it's real important to a lot of us to prove that we are right, but we don't want to go into proving, we don't want to go into getting so focused on proving that we are right, that we're starting to panic and we're starting to give our mental health away to the situation. So some stuff we don't even have to take it as far as we take it sometimes. We can let go and let God, let it go. Pray about it, let it go. Even if we are right, he's like, they can find out on their own. Let them learn the lesson on their own. Or let me just pray about this. I can't fix this person, no way. Or it may not be none of my business. And I'm trying to prove that I'm right, trying to fix people, mold people into my image. Sometimes it's best to just let people be. Let people be. Leave them be. Okay? As they say, how important is it? How important is it? So we pick our battles. We choose our battles, and we choose them wisely. We choose our battles wisely because we don't want to give away our mental health. We want to value our peace. We want to value our peace of mind. That's how it works, y'all. That's how it works. So be teachable. Remember to do your self-checks because we are responsible to manage ourselves. That's our responsibility, to manage ourselves. Self-management, okay? Be open to the lessons. Stop seeing ourselves as victims all throughout the day. Every time something don't feel right, it is not going our way, people not behaving exactly the way we want them to behave, our expectations, and then we get a little disappointment. Own our power. Okay, and value our mental health. Manage ourselves, right? I am Ramona Phillips, a Healthy Mind Strategist. Thank you for joining me tonight on Trauma is Defeated, because that trauma mindset is defeated in Jesus' name. It's defeated. Trauma is defeated one step at a time as we learn to challenge those mindsets and belief systems from our past. My website is traumadefeated.com. You can email me at ramona@traumadefeated.com. And my radio show is on FM, hdmsradio.net. Every Sunday night at 9 p.m. You can just go on your computer or you can just download the app. You can download the app to your phone and just 9 o'clock Sunday nights, just click on the app. And I'm just there. I'm right there talking longer too, y'all. Okay, so I think I just said okay, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist. Have an awesome night. As they say in the West Indies, peace and love and good night. Blessings. Good night.